Hey there, boys and girls. Miss McGinnis here, just hopping on to make another writer's workshop video for this week's writing assignment. You are to write an informational piece explaining the importance of kindness. And so we have this Scholastic News article called Choose Kindness. You need to pull evidence from this text. So in the text, it talks about Markeia Carter. She actually was bullied because when she got her first pair of glasses at the age of 8, she was bullied because of it. Well, that didn't make her feel good, and so because of that, she wrote her and published her own book called Don't Be a Bully, Love Always. It says that she wrote that book to remind kids to be kind and that it makes kids who have been bullied feel better. So today, when you're writing the importance of kindness, you have to pull some evidence from this text and then pair it along with your own original thought. Now, last week, some of my students said, well, Miss McGinnis, this article is short. There's not enough evidence for me to pull to support my thought. Well, listen, if you're explaining the importance of kindness, you only need maybe 1 or 2 pieces of evidence to support it. So you don't need a whole lot. So you're going to pull maybe 1 or 2 sentences from this article. You're going to cite that source, and then you're going to pair it with your original thought, your own thinking of why it's important to be kind. So that might be... you might be just like Markeia, and so maybe you want to do a comparison, and you may want to say, like, just like Markeia was bullied, I've been bullied in the past. Maybe you haven't been bullied, and so you can't go into detail to explain what happened when you were bullied in the past or how it made you feel. Maybe you could do an imagine if. Imagine if people were mean to one another, how would that make you feel? And so you could go into detail to explain that. On the opposite of that, maybe you could do an imagine if and talk about what would happen if everyone was nice to each other. Maybe you have a mini story about a time that you were nice to people. So any of those things could be original thought ideas. Click on the tab in Edsby, and it has some different original thought starters to help you out also. Okay, so this is, again, Monday's lesson, so you can go back to Monday to see those files. But I have pulled out evidence and started my piece, so I'm going to pop on over here to show you my example and see if that helps you, because a lot of you said that helped you last week. I did a BME. I didn't do 2 middles. I don't really have enough in my article to pull enough evidence for 2 middles. And so this is a beginning, middle, end is plenty for this. I did start with my beginning to grab the reader's attention. And I actually started with a quote that my parents used to tell me all growing up. They used to say, treat others the way you want to be treated. And that is known as the golden rule. So I'm actually going to start by grabbing the reader's attention by using that quote. And I'm going to use a fragment here to list what that quote is. So, treat others the way you want to be treated, the golden rule. Now that I've grabbed the reader's attention, I need to explain the importance of being kind. So I said, these are the foundations to kindness. That means that is the most important thing. You need to be kind. That when you're kind to others, it means that you treat people the way you would want to be treated. And then I have to explain my thoughts. So remember, the prompt is, why is it important to be kind? So here's where I'm saying, it is important to be kind to help others to feel good about themselves. Plus, everyone wants to be treated nicely too. And that's it. That's my beginning. So I've grabbed the reader's attention. I have restated the prompt in my own words and given my reason why. Treat others the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. These are the foundations to kindness. It's important to be kind to help others to feel good about themselves. Plus, everyone wants to be treated nicely too. So now I'm ready to start my first middle. This is where I'm going to talk about why it's important to be kind. I'm going to cite that evidence from the text in my original thought. I'm going to start with the transition. So I said, one reason it is important to be kind is because it makes kids who are bullied feel better. I should have a period there also. Miss McGinnis made a mistake there. And so I ended up skipping a line so I could scratch out. There's no need for the line to be skipped. I just did that because I wrote the wrong word. So here we go. One reason it's important to be kind is because it makes kids who are bullied feel better. And here's where I cite my text evidence. According to Markeia Carter, she was bullied at 8 years old when she first got glasses. And I cited it here, Scholastic News. She wrote a book, Don't Be a Bully, Love Always, to remind others to be kind. So boys and girls, all of that right there is what we call my text evidence. Okay, you don't have to label this. I'm just doing this so you can see. All of this information here came from the text, okay? that info about Markeia Carter and her book. Here's where my original thought is. I did an imagine if. Original thought. Sometimes we call that OT, right? And here's my original thought. Imagine if you were made fun of because you were different. This would make you feel sad and uncomfortable. You probably wouldn't want to go to school or be around bullies that are mean. This is why we should take Markeia Carter's advice. Be kind always. I want you to notice how I've tried to use dashes throughout my piece. Also, that sentence variety is important. So I still use transitions. I still use dashes, parentheses, colons. Those are all good things to use as well. Okay? So that's my first middle. That's it. I have my reason with my transition. I've cited my text evidence of why it's important to be kind along with my original thought. Let me read that through one more time so you can see it, and we'll go to my ending. One reason it's important to be kind is because it makes kids who are bullied feel better. According to Markeia Carter, she was bullied at 8 years old when she first got glasses. Scholastic News. She wrote a book, Don't Be a Bully, Love Always, to remind others to be kind. Imagine if you were made fun of because you were different. This would make you feel sad and uncomfortable. You probably wouldn't want to go to school or be around bullies that are mean. This is why we should take Markeia Carter's advice. Be kind always. Now I'm ready for my ending. I did something different in my ending, boys and girls. This is called a circular beginning and ending. I basically took this whole phrase from my beginning, treat others the way you want to be treated, the golden rule, and I repeated it down here in my ending. That means the way you start it is the way you end it. And so that's a cool strategy that some writers use. So I want you to pay attention to that. As you can see, it is important to be kind so everyone can feel important and accepted. Treat others the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. These are important to a happy life. And that's it. That's my ending. I've restated why it's important to be kind to one another, that whole idea of the golden rule. That's a circular ending that has basically taken that idea from the beginning to the ending. My middle has my text evidence, my original thought. I've used a variety of transitions plus one reason. As you can see, I've used sentence variety with dashes throughout. So that would be it. So boys and girls, I was super proud and impressed with your writing last week. I ask that you continue to work hard on this week's informational writing. I can't wait to see what you've written. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Miss you guys. Bye.